All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Livewire Sports Media. This is your Freestyle Friday edition. So, I'm going to talk about a little Project B, WNBA, Sophie Cunningham, and Caitlin Clark. Let's get into it. Now, we have been trying to predict where Caitlin Clark was going to play in the offseason. When all of these leagues like Unrivaled came about, we thought, hey, they was going to get Caitlin Clark because the popularity, the viewership, we want to see her play. Then a lot of us started analyzing, started looking to it a little bit, say, hey, 3-on-3 is not Caitlin Clark's style. She loves 5-on-5, which she said it before. Then fast forward to this year, Unrivaled came calling again. Caitlin said, nah, I'm good on that. Caitlin said in her exit interview at the end of the season, hey, I'm going to play 5-on-5. I'm gearing up for USA basketball. Apparently, that kind of went over everybody's head. Everybody still figuring like, hey, Caitlin Clark is going to play in Project B. When Project B was announced, they was in the article, they said, hey, they could play up to players like Caitlin, Angel, Paige Beckers, probably $50 million. Project B never offered Caitlin Clark no $50 million. That's the thing. They never did. They just wrote an article. Somebody wrote an article to say they could offer them that much. But they only offering players now like what, 2 million, 2 point something million dollars? Yeah, Caitlin Clark will be worth more than that. But all of these new leagues need Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark could go down and play Athletes Unlimited, who Athletes Unlimited is backed by the WNBA. And that could be one reason why Unrivaled is so pissed off. But that's a topic for another day. But Caitlin Clark was never going to play in none of these leagues whatsoever. Because her goal is to W. Her goal is to uplift women's sports. Her platform is the WNBA. She is her brand. You know what I'm saying? She could play any way she want to play. Yeah, eyes will be on her. Even Adam Silver had came out and said the explosion of Caitlin Clark's popularity in the Indiana Fever. He recognized what the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark is about. Don't be surprised that Adam Silver figured out a way to get Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever play a team out of the W overseas this year. So, but nevertheless, Sophie Cunningham came out on her podcast and said, hey, Caitlin Clark is not playing. I tried. If she can't get her to play, she's not going to play. Ice Cube came after her, 10 mil. She said, nah, I'm good. Again, on Rival, I'm good. Project B, I'm good. The WNBA, hey, yeah. But I want y'all to listen to what Sophie Cunningham has to say about this because I think it's very, very important to understand. Now, I wish they did follow up. Now, you got Sophie Cunningham who announced on a couple of days before Thanksgiving that she was in Project B, that she was playing in Project B. Now, Sophie Cunningham made it known she want to make more money. She want to buy a house. She want to do all this thing. Now, Sophie Cunningham popularity shot up. Now, we knew who she was when she was in Phoenix because of the All-Star Weekend thing. You know, she was trying to recruit Caitlin Clark over there. But then, you know, she said she wanted to play with her. But guess what? They made it happen. They got Sophie into Indiana. Sophie Cunningham popularity didn't shot off until she took down J.C. Sheldon. And then her career took a whole different stratosphere, went out the orbit, went around the globe like Halley's Comet. And she's been riding high ever since. You just seen her and Lexi team up with Caitlin as their caddies, special guest caddies at the Pro-Am at Annika. You just seen her got a endorsement deal with Arby's, what I think Adidas too. And then she's been on Good Morning America. She's doing it all. She got a podcast. She does it all. But guess what? All of that became at a playing with Caitlin Clark on the Indiana Fever. But then this happened. This right here happened. See, I know I might not have been on a lot, but I have been around and I've been checking out some things. See, this is the thing right here. This is the thing with Sophie Cunningham right here. Sophie Cunningham knows good and well.
AU in Nashville. Then people can go overseas too, but this is a whole new one. And this one offers a AU in Nashville.
I'm gonna go right back into it in a minute. We'll go right back into it in a minute, guys. So she's like, and you in Nashville, and you in Nashville. Now we know that Caitlin Clark has missed some time due to injury. And people are like, well, she should play here. She need to play here. She need to get back in shape. She need to do this. She need to do that. She need to do this. Caitlin Clark's doing what Caitlin Clark does. She's on her own time. She's her own boss. She don't got to do nothing for me. She ain't got to do nothing for me. Me personally, yeah, I want to see her play, but I want to see her get healthy. So let's check this out real quick.
Then people can go overseas too, but this is a whole new one. And this one offers a lot of money. And that's why people are like moving towards this.
And this is also different than Unrivaled.
Completely different.
So how many like floating leagues are there? 3?
I would say that like a lot of the American players are doing, or I would say the majority is 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think there's going to be a lot of people switching over.
That's cool.
So like, here's my thing. So all these leagues are great, but at the end of the day, like if you don't have the W, you don't have the platform.
Right.
So you don't have the eyes, you don't have the recognition.
That's right, Caitlin Clark.
No, yeah.
You have the W.
Yeah. I try.
So you heard what she said. She said you don't. If the W is the platform, you don't have the eyes, you don't have the attention playing overseas. And you be honest, you look at it. If you play overseas, how many eyes are you getting? What's the TV viewership like? What is the arena like? Yeah, Caitlin Clark could probably pull some people over there, but how you gonna watch her? She ain't on ESPN. She ain't on Fox. She ain't on CBS. She ain't on these other channels. So how would you be able to watch Caitlin Clark play? And Sophie says something else. Yeah, Caitlin Clark has her own brand, like I said, but the W gave her the platform because every young lady in college wants to go to the WNBA. They ain't say they want to go to a rival. They ain't say they want to go to Project B. They ain't say they want to go overseas and play when they get out of college. No, it's the WNBA. That's what the WNBA was created for. Now, whether we agree with some of the things that's going on in the WNBA, that's a topic for another day. And I say this again, and I'm going to say it one more time. If you think that the WNBA is going somewhere, then you sadly mistaken. You probably haven't been following the league as a whole for a long period of time. The WNBA ain't going nowhere. The WNBA will have a 2026 season. I bet money on it. The WNBA isn't going nowhere because guess what? Their biggest domino is still with them. That's Caitlin Clark. You got other talented young ladies coming out of college that's coming to the WNBA. You got 4 new teams. You got 1 last year, 2 this year, 3 in the next 3 years. All that talent is going to be flooding the WNBA. And so you think the WNBA is going to invest all of this and get these TV media rights deals and all of this revenue that's coming in there and people investing in them just for this team to flop? Yeah, it could have flopped some years ago, but now you got a new wave of athletes coming in, new wave of young talent that's coming in, that's going to usher a new era in the WNBA. So why would Caitlin Clark sacrifice anything that she has just to play for Project B. If, like I said, if Ice Cube couldn't pay her that kind of money, what do you think 50 million is worth? Caitlin Clark was worth 16.1 million in 2026 by herself just from her endorsements. Yeah, the WNBA is working on a new collective bargaining agreement to get paid more. Maybe all the new contracts will get structured out, but that's somewhere down the line. Hoping and analyzing say that Caitlin Clark was going to play in all of these leagues, it was never a sticking point at all. And again, I can say it one more time for you. The WNBA is not going anywhere. Let's continue on.
I tried to get her to like play in this one. She's like, no.
I saw Kelsey Mitchell's playing.
Yeah, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
Super excited to play with Kels. Or I don't know if I'll play with her, but we'll be in the same league.
So the thing about it is, with that being said, she tried to get her. Now that's her teammate. Well, we can say ex-teammate right now. She ain't re-signed back to the Fever. But if she can't get her, who you think gonna get her to play in a league that you think that she's going to support another league? She's not gonna platform another league to benefit off of her. Same way she turned a rival down twice. I just keep saying this. Her main goal right now is USA basketball. Now, there's been rumors about her might play in Athletes Unlimited. Like I said before, Athletes Unlimited is backed by the WNBA. They are backed by the WNBA. And they show on major networks. They show on the same ESPN, ESPN2, and all of that. Unrivaled don't even have that. Athletes Unlimited took that spot. So, but Athletes Unlimited does start in March, I think. And the thing about it is, the tryouts are going on for the U.S. Olympic. And I think they start play in March. I'm not mistaken. But Caitlin don't have time for that. Now, she could probably, do what she need to do. But right now, she's rehabbing. She's trying to get back right to play. So therefore, it's just saying that, oh, she's going to play over there. The thing about Project B is a whole another year away. Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell's over there. Kelsey's playing on Rival too. Now, Sophie did say a lot of players going to come over there. I don't think so. I don't think a lot of players going to go over there because they're not going to get the big names. If you can't get Caitlin Clark, you can't get Asia Wilson, you can't get Sabrina Nescu, and you can't get all of these other players, Project B is just going to get low-level players over there. I mean, look, you got Nneka Umake, you got Alyssa Thomas over there, you got Sophie, you got Kelsey over there, and then you got some international players. So it's not going to be all WNBA players. It's going to be players from all around the world, period. So we just looking at it at one microscope and say, oh, they're going to take all the WNBA players, which that's untrue. So again, Caitlin Clark is not going to Project B, C, D, E, F, G, don't matter which one it is, she's not going. She's going to play in the W. And again, the WNBA is not going anywhere. I could say it how many times. I could break it down to you how many times you want me to. But there will be a 2026 season. And if they don't, guess what? The league does have a contingency plan, as I keep stressing to y'all. Why you think the league is making these proposals right now? Why you think they are in the midst of what they're doing right now? Because they got something planned. And I will touch on the CBA in another video because I want to highlight a lot of different things that's going on. And I think a lot of people have not even touched on it yet. And I'm going to bring it to you. But you know what it is. It's Live Wire Sports Media and the Live Wire Sports Media. It's your Freestyle Friday edition. And then if it ain't live, it's the wire.